Yeah, you know you love that royalty-free bop.
What up, what up, what up, y'all? We're back. Smart Girl, Dumb World. I'm Star Rock, and I got my co-host, Malika Jules.
Hey, what's going on, world? What's going on, smart part of the world? If you're tuned in to Smart Girl Dumb World, you're a genius. If nobody told you today, I'm here to tell you you're brilliant, you're smart. The world is dumb as hell, y'all.
Whew,
We
it's
live
getting
in a
scarier.
stupid world. It's getting scarier. Like, I'll be honest with y'all. I have checked out of the world, y'all. I've checked out.
Understood.
I'm using social media less. When I do use it, it's like I'm like whatever, like I'm scrolling, like I'm doing a lot of empty scrolling. I'm not clicking, I'm not believing titles when I read a title, I'm like, is it true? I don't know. And I just keep scrolling.
And
Um,
most of the inflammatory stuff you see is bots. Like,
so many
it's
bots.
legit, like almost half bots.
Bot city.
Mm-hmm.
Bot city. Like I feel like I'm numb to it. I've checked out. I'm spending a lot more time this summer. Luckily, I have some free time. I'm spending a lot of time on my patio, relaxing, reading books that are written on paper.
Mm-hmm.
Watching squirrels come and try to eat my ficus plant.
Pregnant squirrels.
Pregnant squirrel, y'all, on my patio, trying to eat my ficus plant, sucking on a cardboard with ice cream on it. I was like, girl, who are you? Where's your baby daddy? Why he got you out here like this? Had to throw something at the woman, and then she finally left. But those are the type of things that, like, that's more exciting to me than social media right now. I've just been enjoying life. But what that did, y'all, and y'all know, this ain't the first time Malika hasn't been up on it. Did not watch the BET Awards.
Same.
Was here in LA, saw BET programming happening.
Mm-hmm.
Didn't blink twice, like kind of saw it and was like, oh yeah, like, but never once engaged it. And there were even some comedy shows close to me at a local theater that when a month ago, I was like, oh, I want to go to that. The time came and my brain was like, coo, 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 coo. And I'm still here. Um, I'm still here. I'm like, cuckoo. I
Yeah.
didn't watch the BET Awards. I didn't even think to watch it. I haven't even watched, I watched half a clip, and even the clip that I saw, like, disinterested me. So I feel like there's a numbing happening, something's happening.
Yeah, I just forgot. I just
And it's like,
forgot. And then when the replay came on, I started watching it. I think I ended up turning it on like very late into the process. And like, you know how TVs now, you can restart it from the beginning. So like, yeah, when I put it on, I saw the Usher. I got into it during the Usher tribute, and I was just like, why is it all women? Like,
yeah.
anyway, got through his speech, and then I kind of was like, I don't know.
Yeah. I felt like
I
I
saw
don't
some clips,
understand
but
the choice. I mean, the women were great from what I saw. I saw like a clip. But like for me, that was just a missed opportunity to show sexy men who could sing very well and
mhm.
also dance. I would have loved to experience that.
Maybe
Could have
they're not out there like that, are they?
I mean, maybe was you talking? I mean, there was nobody like Anderson Paak. I think would have been
And yeah, true,
amazing.
very true.
Then it's like, who else? Anderson Paak is like a great performer. I guess him and Chris Brown are like head to head, so Chris Brown couldn't do it. But you younger people, what about? I don't know. Who are these people? Jacquees? Who are these young? Who are these young people? Who are these young singers?
That's the thing. I'm at the age now too. I don't know any of these people. I've been seeing people. Well, I know some of the performers on the beauty, like Megan Gorilla, like people like that.
Yeah.
I even knew the country. So I saw clips of it, and there was a country artist named Tana Adele. And I
Mm-hmm.
think she's been getting this newfound fame because she's on the Beyonce album, right? But I actually knew of a song of hers before this Beyonce like wave kind of hit. And like they kind of did her dirty. They had her like she performed. It was like a Nissan Altima activation, basically. That's what it was. You could see the branding in the background, and like she performed, but they kind of cut her off. Like you didn't see the whole thing. And
BET was like, "This is our sponsors thing." They got three. Like it was one of those. It's like you're part of this, but not really.
yeah, it was weird. I mean, I know those award shows are always rushed. I know this for a
Yeah.
fact because have I have worked a couple of those awards, BET Hip Hop Awards and Soul Train Awards, and they really do kind of throw a lot of stuff together. Um, I think BET is better on the award front than even some of the other, I guess, more mainstream awards. I know a lot of times people because BET is black, I think BET gets a little bit more crap.
Mm-hmm.
But a lot of these awards, like they're just kind of thrown together, like, and then it's a matter of who can you get.
Yeah.
But yeah, like I went on a tangent a little bit, but yeah, no, I am wondering because I'm like, yeah, Anderson .Paak. I'm like, I know there's got to be a crop of.
I'm like, yo,
maybe because we don't know their names, because you know these comments big on like the name value.
Tell us in the comments, guys, who are the men that could have done the Usher tribute? Because outside of Anderson .Paak, I'm coming up with a blank.
Like younger men, because yeah, like Anderson .Paak, you know, Chris Brown used to be BET's boy for, I know. I don't know, it's under new leadership, so they might have a different.
I can't even name 3 male R&B singers.
Yeah. What are the young kids doing these days?
What y'all doing, babies? Who y'all listening to there in your Victrola? What's that record y'all spinning now? Who's single? Because I was like, I don't know, but yeah, and then of course when I strolled past the trolls, people, I just kept seeing people were like, there was so much booty, and I'm like, isn't that every year? But maybe this year people saw it. I don't know.
But that's so weird to me because that's what people like. Like, right? Like, the same people complaining about it be all of, like, that's why it's everywhere.
That's why it's everywhere, because people are like, we prefer that. So yeah, unfortunately, I think maybe booty's never gonna leave.
If y'all stop paying attention to it.
I'm so numb to it. Like I'm
same.
It's like when
it really does.
It sells, but I'm also like, when it's everywhere.
And it is everywhere ad nauseum. Like it's just like, and it's because of the access, right? Like when we were coming up, there weren't that many avenues to showcase it. But now it's like it is literally everywhere because so many more artists are figuring out that they can get on quickly that way. Like as much as people complain about Sexy Red, she is everywhere for a reason, because it's like people are gravitating toward her.
Yeah, because I mean, I just think at this point I'm like, clearly I just have different tastes, because I'm like and once again, I say this like maybe as a heterosexual woman, like where are the sexy men for me to look at?
Right.
I understand, like, yes, these women are beautiful and sexy. It's not doing for me, like it's not driving me to sale. Like, where is the sexy man that's gonna make me just be like, oh my God, about it? Like, where's the Jodeci? Like, where's the I don't care. Like, where's the one that's gonna make me out of my mind? I just want to buy the tickets. Like, he's so sexy. Where's the poster? Well, he's so sexy. Where's the interview? I would like that to come back.
Right.
I would like that to come back. I feel like men should be dealt with the same standards of beauty and perfection. You know what I'm saying? Not gonna say any names. Right. Some of these men out here, if they were women, they would never be known. Women, the perfection that we have to have. So I just asking that of my male performers, go get sexy first. Get a little Jodeci, get a little, you know what I'm saying? Get a little James Brown, like give me something, because it's like up in here sucking your thumb, sucking on a pacifier while you rapping. What are we doing? But okay, so you didn't watch the BET Awards because you forgot. I didn't watch because like I definitely not. No, it's like not even that I want to say I didn't forget. I want to say that because I knew it was on. I just didn't watch it. Like I actively didn't watch it. Like I was like, oh, that's on, but I was like, why would I watch that?
Like whatever, right? Yeah.
So I think that's just where we are. Like I think that BET is like, people know what you know what you're gonna get when you watch it, and for folks like us that have seen it through the evolution, I don't even think we entertain it. It's like, I think that's interesting that BET is not even it wasn't an option for me to watch that show. It's because there's no music that I'm excited about. That's what it is.
That's the thing. Like,
there's no music. There's no song. There's no artist that I was rooting for me to be like, let me see if they got awards, because I'm like, not into it.
And at some point, I feel like I think I'd have run out of icons. I even feel like this. Like I had this conversation. I went to the last time I went to the Essence Fest. Like it's like 2 years ago at this point, and we were talking about how they kind of just use the same folks. But then we were like, who are some of the younger people? Like they do have younger artists to try to draw in a younger crowd, but like the younger artists were terrible. Like really, really, really bad. And we talked about that. We were like, when we were, and I, you know, I know everyone's like, oh, people just hate it. No, but when we were coming up, we really used to have the chance to perform at any given moment for whatever reason. It wasn't even about like, I'm trying to be a star, but it was like we had those chances, like with the talent shows, and like just we might have just been at somebody's house putting on plays and stuff. And I'm like, it's very evident that these kids are not doing that. And then everyone is afraid to criticize because they're always told that they're hating or they're bitter, or so like egregiously bad things are just allowed to slip through. And it's weird. It's like, and it was very apparent like at that last Essence Fest that I went to, and I'm like, because as long as you had like, who's competing with like a Janet Jackson, like Chloe and Halle, they're on their way, but other than that, like who was some of the younger stars? And I think like now, because so many more people can get famous, right? Like they're behind their computers making music, and it's not translating because they're not used to being public facing. But because they have such big fan bases, like these media companies are like, oh well, let's just put them on stage because they have a huge fan base, and like then the stage presence is flat. So it's I don't know, it's crazy.
It's so crazy. It's a weird time. It's just a changing of the times. It's like, but talent, I just want to say, if you're not talented, or if you are talented, go for your dreams.
Go for it, but prepare. Jeez. Because you know.
I know, but I agree with that. But then the world tells me otherwise. Like the world shows me that. And I feel like this is okay.
I know what you're saying.
It's like, so we prepare, which takes time, which takes study, which takes research, which takes energy, which takes time. Then it's like
so much crap out there. Like maybe you don't have
to just do something real quick, and everybody's like, "We love it," and it's like,
but you're the kind of person that your 50% is probably a lot of people's 100%. You know, so you probably could just throw something together and put it out, and it would be good.
Hey, yeah. I mean, that's
even though it's very random who gets what.
I know. Well, this is an exercise in not being perfect, you know, like
I get that. Yeah.
And like
understood.
And there's even other things that I want to launch where it's like I want to just be talking in my camera. I haven't even done that yet.
Yeah. Like, I think about that all the time, and I haven't done it yet either. Same.
Yeah, so I'm like, maybe this week I try. You know what I'm saying? Oh, I should tell you. Did I tell you about my idea for my show?
No.
For myself? Let me share with you guys. It's called Malika's Ficus.
Oh, you told me.
Malika's Ficus. The plant is fake, but the commentary is real. Now that I've done it here on Smart Girl Dumb World, I'm gonna have to do one. I'm going to have to do one this week because I've just done a commercial. And as you guys can see, this is my prop. It's my ficus. These are actually not even fake ficus leaves. My real ficus is outside getting eaten by a squirrel right now. But this is my ficus. This is my big visual delight that I'm giving to all my viewers.
I love it.
You know what I'm saying? I mean, I love media, so this is all fun for me. I love that we're here. I love this. You know.
Well, shoot, we put this out on the premise of just getting something out in the world, so I get it.
Exactly. I get it. We just putting this out. So now I want to take this because like for me, it's like I haven't even been promoting this yet, just because I've been like, well, how do I feel about it? And now I'm like, kind of, and what does it look like to promote it? Which is like a whole other brain, other than
I just been kind of lightweight sharing here and there.
It's a brain that would make me stop or otherwise. Like, you haven't promoted it, don't do another one. But I'm like, no, I'm going to do it until I get my right rhythm. And now I'm going to take this energy, and I'm also going to do Malika's and I don't know what I'm going to be talking about, but it's going to be fun. I'm beginning to fall in love with the idea of content, whereas before I really hated it. But now I'm like, oh, actually, let's do it. It's fun. Let's have.
It's a struggle for me. Like, I want to put out content, but I'm just like, at what? Like, I it's not even overthinking. It's Well, maybe it is overthinking. I don't know. It's a struggle for me. Like I like the idea of content, but then I just like when I see the types of content that does well, it's kind of like I don't really want to do that. But
like I think for me, what I've decided with content is it has to be low production, low stakes, low cost. Like this is free. Okay. I'm doing this for free. I'm putting all this energy and time into YouTube and they're making money off me. Is that low-key slavery? Yes. But okay, we here. This is where we are, right? So I want to participate in this world that we're in that is about content sharing, but I've decided it needs to be as easy as opening up my laptop and talking.
Work smarter, not harder, for sure.
Yeah, like if I like even for this, like I love that we're on a schedule, and I'm like, man, if I did the same thing from a Like As Ficus once a week, then I could, and then I'm Like As Ficus, I could be talking about Smart Girl Dumb World, like. But it's like I recognize that I have to do things like one step at a time. Like I can't, and especially because I
have to take it all.
Exactly. Yeah, so like, let me do this. I'm like, let me do this with Star. I'm like, oh, this is fun. Okay, we could do this. Okay. I was like, oh, that's when I realized. I was like, oh wow, making promo clips takes a lot of time and energy. Like I was like, oh my God. Like, so it's like actually I would like to, if I am gonna spend money, I recognize that I'm like, oh, I should spend it on the people making those clips for me. Because I'm like, that's like a waste of time. So it's, it's a learning process. But apparently if you were born in the 2010s, you just were inserted with the chip and the upload, you got to do this stuff. We know how to do it too, because we knew how we built it in the 80s.
We basically did. We were the guinea pigs.
Yeah, sweatshops in our house. Go play with the CD and see what happens. So you can talk to we love the internet. Okay, so in other Black cultural news, that's kind of weird, y'all. Kind of weird. Oh, actually, wait, no, I'm skipping. Oh, y'all didn't hear that. Y'all didn't hear that transition because we're still on the up and up because it's Kendrick's summer. Kendrick Lamar summer.
Ooh, somebody had predicted that he was going to take over the summer with Not Like Us.
Man took over the summer like.
I was not expecting a video. I'm not surprised that he dropped the video, but I was not expecting it. And I guess he was banking on that.
First of all, drop the video on the 4th of July.
On the 4th of July. And you know what's funny? He probably had it in the can. It probably was ready on Juneteenth.
Right.
No, right. I don't know. But no, he dropped it on the 4th of July.
He dropped it on the 4th of July. I remember when they were shooting that video. They shot that video like maybe two or 3 weekends ago.
Okay.
So like when I saw, I want to say it was like either the weekend after that Juneteenth concert or the weekend after that.
Okay, so being in LA, did they like recruit people, or was it just kind of like they knew he was going to be in Compton, so just like
on a couple of my I'm from Inglewood, so like I'm in my little Inglewood Facebook group, so there was people were saying, oh, he's shooting a video today in Compton. So when I saw that, I was like, I know how quickly a rap video can get edited. Let's see what's happening. Yeah. So what I loved about that video was how much it felt like a regular rap video.
Yes. Oh my God, same.
Like you could definitely tell that he's working with some high art video guy on it. You know, shots in there that are giving
the stunning visuals.
Yes.
The people in the neighborhood showed up. Like it really embodied like the essence of the song. Like the song is about he got the people, right?
It is such a Compton situation. It is so Compton. If you've never been to Compton, this video and this song, play it and close your eyes and be transparent.
Like Compton, sonically Compton.
Like let it just wash over you. He highlights Compton City Hall, which was very structurally beautiful, mid-century modern, designed by a Black architect.
Wow.
It's
the scene with the Black woman on the tightrope. I was like,
on a tightrope. Aren't we
all? I need that on a t-shirt because that's what we're all doing.
Aren't we all crip walking on a tightrope?
That's what it feels like living this life.
Every time.
Oh my gosh. They were outside the food shop. I don't know, like we had the Kennedy fried chickens. It was kind of like that type of place. But
That's
like him and
exactly
DJ
what it
Mustard
is.
outside dancing, I loved it.
That is exactly what it is. Kennedy Fried Chicken, and what's the other one? I can't remember. But that is the
Crown
Tams.
fried.
Crown Fried, baby. Crown Fried is to Tams. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
what East Coast is to West Coast. You know, it's like
Yeah.
culturally, it's. And I was like, is that the Tam? I think that's the Tams that Suge Knight ran over somebody at.
Oh.
Like I was like, correct me if I'm wrong. I feel like that's the Tams where. Correct me if I'm wrong, but somebody let me know in the comments. Is that the same Tams where Suge Knight rolled over somebody in his truck and then backed up, and it's on camera? Okay. But that's how West Coast, that's how Compton we were. It felt really beautiful. I think that it's so nice to see Kendrick Lamar just kind of reclaiming hip hop as Black culture. Like those of us who know that. But I think that the pop voice got so loud over the years. Fools really thought Drake was running this rap game.
Right.
He's definitely running the pop game.
Right.
Like, so I think what was happening is in his running the pop game, he was like, "Oh, I'm down with Black people. I can so much so I can say the N-word ad nauseum and call Black people slaves."
Yeah, and I don't even know, is it so much that he felt like he was down with Black people, or was he performing? Is it performative for the white gays? Because that's who the pop both. Because I'm like, yeah, that tap dancing, that hip hop has become,
and he's the king of it. And my thing with Drake is like, and it's like I definitely have rocked to some Drake music, like just because it's so pervasive, like and
very shoppable.
And I want to say this, I want to underscore this actually. There's nothing that Kendrick said with this song that Mos Def didn't say about Drake a year ago. But people get down on Mos Def. Because Mos Def
again, they tried to paint him as an old hater, and it was like, nah, he's a man who's been there before. Mos Def be rapping and singing. He's not only hip hop, like he is, you know, but he has a respect for the culture.
Exactly. So number one, y'all just let Mos Def know that you all agree with him. They just can't stand to hear the truth just in the plain sentence. Right. They need a frothed up version of it. You know what I mean? So they got that with Kendrick, you know, and sucked it down. You know? And it's like now. So now, thank you, Mos Def, for walking so that Kendrick could run. Run 1 point for hip hop culture, you know. And for me, as a Black woman who finds herself with not much to listen to. And it's like when I listen to something, I have to be like, oh, this person just said something. Oh, it's like between Black women hate and the N-word, it's so violent.
Shoot, I went into Foot Locker yesterday, and I know I'm old because they were playing the drill song, and I remember it was in a mall, upstate New York somewhere, and I was like, no, is this really appropriate? Like, is this really what y'all doing right now? Playing a drill, like it's like everything's so dumbed down, and like we're all just so desensitized.
And for me, it's exhausting. Like I listen to, when I'm driving now, I listen to a lot of jazz and classical. Like I don't even want to hear what the people have to say lyrically. Like I'm so over it.
Understood.
I'm like, whose face are you riding today? Hi. You know, who's gonna have your baby tonight? Like what? I'm like, bro, say anything. That's why I think I'm in a space where I'm here for comedy music. I'm like, make a funny song for me. Just like give me some, entertain me. Like, oh baby, you. It's like that was it was entertaining, you know. So, you know, it's funny. I be wanting to be simple, but I'm complex. You feel me?
I love it.
I'm like, that was cool. But I do think, but bringing it back to that Kendrick video, you know, I think even just displaying Black neighborhoods on camera, capturing them is really important, because I don't think we're going to have Black neighborhoods in 50 years. You know?
Oh, we're not.
Yeah,
we're not.
So I think anytime somebody captures a Black neighborhood, Black energy, Black essence, I'm so grateful, because we don't get to remain. and put roots down.
That's so
Like other
sad.
people do. I know. So I know that, like, for example, like in 30 years, that video is going to be
Time capsule, because people study Kendrick Lamar. Like,
thank God. Thank God. Look at little hip hop just living on, just chugging on. Look at the real hip hop, just like, I'm still here.
Little remnants of it. People, little bits and pieces.
The people
who try.
I'm telling you, ever since I did that show and I was rapping and I looked up and the people were listening to me rap, and it threw me because it had been a decade of people not listening to me rap. And I was like, this is how people used to be when I first started rapping. Like,
wow.
I'm interested to see what happens with the underground.
Okay.
Because it's like, pop gonna be pop.
I'm always like, does underground even still exist now? No. It's like in a weird place. Because like, back then it was underground because they didn't really have platforms to showcase. Like, you just had to know that they existed. Right. And they did a lot of legwork. Now I feel like the social media is just kind of like, you know what I mean? Now it's like artists you don't know about versus the artists that get all the kind of. I mean, that underground era, I keep talking about this. That was a time.
It was a time. Look, I'm so happy to have been a part of it. I tell people what was so dope about the underground was not just that there were artists being creative. The underground had a structure. There was print magazines, newspapers, there were clubs. It was a whole ecosystem.
And message boards. That's more what social media was back then. It was like message boards, like that were kind of part of it.
Yeah, and I mean, I was a big flyer girl. Like, for me, if your flyer was cool, I was there.
Flyers, that was the thing.
If you had a good flyer, say less.
Yeah.
And a good flyer always had a good party. Like, I never went to a party with a good flyer that was whack. Never went to a party with a whack flyer that was good. All in the flyer, baby.
Up in Kinko's printing those.
Like, look, whatever it takes, girl. Up at work, printing them behind.
Right.
Like, yeah. These is for him over there. He needs 100.
Yep. It was always some plug like that. Like, oh, so-and-so could print these at his job. Or
I love
it. And if you had to go to Kinko's was relatively cheap.
Right. Exactly. You get the little 10 cent per copy, 10% per copy joint. I love the party vibe. I love the energy of it. And and Compton is, look, as a Black LA girl, I'm from Inglewood, right? It's like two things can exist. I need people to understand this when it comes to Black neighborhoods in general, but Black LA in particular. Black LA, yes, everybody is aware of the violence and the gangs and all of it. But also what was happening and what is happening in what is Black LA, beautiful, vibrant communities of lovely people being hospitable, being creative, being neighborly. These two things can exist. So I like that Kendrick shows that in the video. Being from Inglewood, this is something that I'm always trying to explain to people. They still ask,
and they have to exist. But you're from a city, we've talked about this, like the redlining of the neighborhoods. It kind of like forced us all to live on top of each other. Like, we couldn't do what the white people did, right? When the Black people started moving into white neighborhoods, they got scared and fled and created their own enclaves, right? And so then it was just a bunch of us Black folks on top of each other. So you had us all living like. You had the folks who were neighborly over here, but then you had the violence and the gang banging and all that shit over there. We had to coexist.
And that's part of the Black experience in America is coexisting with like the different thought types, cultural types, and behavioral types all within our community. We don't get the luxury of being like, we've gone past that. It's like, and Black LA has a deep history of that because folks left the South to come to LA and be bougie. And then they hood little plantation cousins came with them. And so that's why even in LA, the two Black cultures are very distinct. Like, you have high bougie culture and you have the high culture.
Yeah. I was telling you the same thing. Like in Queens. Like my mom was saying, like, when she was coming up, she was born in 48. So
Wow.
when she was coming up, like she grew up in the projects and like uptown, like between Harlem and the Bronx. And like they would have cousins from time to time who would like come up here and like they would buy a home in Queens, or uncle, somebody bought a home in Queens, like when Black people started moving to Queens, and like being able to buy a home in Queens was like, oh, you were doing big time, you were big time. And like they would look at them like, oh, those are the bougie cousins. And even parts of Brooklyn, like if you were Black and could buy a home in Bed-Stuy, like it was that same kind of thing.
I don't know if we're ever like, I just wonder where we're gonna be in this next 50 years.
Oh,
I know for me,
sold.
My girl, look, I'm a stubborn Angelino. I know. I'm a stubborn Angelino. I'm not leaving LA. And it's only because like I'm an LA girl to my core. Everything you heard about LA, bad or good, it's all in me.
I heard that. I feel like that about New York.
Yeah, like I'm an LA girly. Like even now, like it's so sunny and hot outside. I'm definitely not going outside.
Y'all are spoiled though. That weather, like I would prefer. Well, I don't know about earthquakes. I'm gonna say I don't know about earthquakes.
I can't tell you the last time I felt one. Can't tell you the last time I felt one. And the last one I felt, I don't remember.
You remember we had one here a couple months ago, and everyone was like, "What is that?" But that wasn't my first earthquake. My first earthquake I felt in Japan. Actually, it was so random. We didn't know what it was, but it felt like in that particular moment, like, so we were on a food tour. We were at this older woman's house with our tour guide. We were standing in the kitchen. It felt like somebody picked up the room and put it back down real quick, and like they kind of picked it up and like did like that and put it down. And I remember me and my husband were like, what was that? And then the tour guide was like, oh, that was an earthquake. But they were calm. So we were like, well, if they're calm, then okay, we'll be calm too.
Yeah, it's like it's already over because it's already over. By the time you recognize it. See, now there's a few
but
different
I heard types. They can feel different. That's what I was saying. I heard there's
a few different types. Like there's the rolling one.
So that's what we experienced.
That one is fine, right? Okay. The one that's messed up is the one that goes like this. That one, and that's the one that causes the most damage. Okay. Now, that one, we had one of those in 94 when I was like 10 years old. Okay. And that joint like it collapsed freeways.
Sheesh.
That was the so for me, I'm always like, damn, we kind of overdue for one. And when now they're building these tall buildings in LA, and I'm like, I don't trust it. Like,
good luck to y'all, right? Yeah, I know a couple of weeks ago, or sometime early this year, we had the earthquake, and it was like a rattler kind of thing. Ooh. Like it was very quick though. It just, I remember I was on the phone with my friend and it was like rattling, and we were like, you feel that? Because I thought somebody was banging on the window or something like that. Like, were they trying to break in? Like, what's happening? Is it the purge? Has it started? Right. And it was over as soon as it started. And like my friend's wife is from LA. She was just looking at us like, you guys, amateurs.
Right, because like ultimately you're good unless the building you're in is collapsing. Like, okay. So if you can look around and be like, I feel it, then you're fine.
Okay.
If you're able to be like, what's that? Then you're great. You're doing great.
And by the time we figured it out, it was already over.
There you go. That's why, that's my preferred natural disaster. Quick, one and done. Doesn't affect the weather. Though we do have something called earthquake weather, which I don't know if I believe anymore because I felt like I had been feeling earthquake weather and then we didn't get it.
What does earthquake weather feel like? It kind of gives me like, you can smell when it's about to rain, kind of.
Yes, earthquake weather. It's a particular type of heat.
Okay.
It's like a little drier than it should be.
Okay, that's interesting.
Yeah, that's it's a feeling in the air. But
got it.
Global warming can mess that up. It's always feeling crazy out here now. Speaking about feeling crazy, y'all, Kenya Moore done something crazy. Kenya Moore. Now look, I was not following this, but of course I was following it lightly. It kept showing up in my timeline. Same. Right? It's like, once again, the housewives, God bless those women, love those women. Haven't tuned in for a while. God, once again, became numb to the cattiness and the throwing of the
drink. Yeah, it just gets old.
Kind of am in a space where I want to see these women doing more business things, making decisions and thriving.
Agreed.
So it loses me, like even just
and not setting up vanity businesses just for the hell of the show. But
yeah,
really.
Yeah, like I want to see somebody thrive. I want to see somebody do well. I'm kind of getting a little depressing watching it. So I haven't watched it in years. And I'll be honest with you, I don't really resonate with mean girl energy. You know,
Same.
a little bit entertained for a little bit, but after a while, I'm like, ooh, I don't want to go hang out with her. Like they see the girls want to be. I'm like, I don't want to be the mean girl, even though she's super pretty. Which brings us to Kenya Moore, who's glamazon, gorgeous, elegant, historic Black woman, who is on this show being fabulous, but also like super mean.
Being a mean girl. Yeah.
Apparently at her opening for her spa, which we love for her, like we want her to have a spa. Apparently the opening for the spa, she plays a corn video of a woman who maybe is on the show. And it's kind of been downhill ever since. Somebody leaked the footage of her blasting this corn. Now, mind you, it's an opening for her salon, and she's blasting the corn video of the girl. You know, it's like, once again, I don't even want to say these sentences. You feel me? Like,
yeah,
I'm too sophisticated to even talk about this. So, and I am. I've decided.
She was on the mic.
I want to. You know what I'm saying? She put her hands in the air because she's talented. And she waved them all around. Okay. So now she's off Housewives, but apparently now her hair care is no longer being sold at Sally Beauty. Sally Beauty's like, it's not because of the corn. This is a contractual thing. But I'm like,
okay.
Looking like it's not paying to be a mean girl, man. Like,
it's not. And I'm like, at some point, when are you gonna not be so extra for TV? Like, I don't know. Like, I get it's a weird cycle because people gravitate toward mean. They just do. Mean and negativity. And I'm like, can one of these women at least try to be genuine and authentic and nice to someone? Like cordial even, right? Like, I don't know.
Like, how dope would it have been? How dope would it have been if she just opened up that salon? She could have plastered pictures of herself around being beautiful. And they would have called her a narcissist, called her whatever, but still, we wouldn't be where we just landed. I'll never understand why women want to shame other women, first of all. And I feel like Kenya does that a lot on the show. She shames women for their sexual acts. I'm like,
or coming for their men, because she really turned me off when Kim Fields was on that one season. Yes, I don't know if you saw that. The way she treated Kim Fields, that was so disgusting to me. I'm glad Kim Fields only did one season.
Oh, I know. Kim Fields was like, this is unhealthy, because Kim Fields comes from that real Hollywood.
Yeah.
So she was like, I don't need this. And
she's not promoting anything. She has stuff to lose.
She's like, I'm Kim Fields. That bothered me. And so that's what I'm saying. It's like, at what age do you are you no longer entertained by the mean girl and you just recognize her as like really troubled and something that you really like? I don't even want to report on what you did because it was so low vibrational that.
And these shows ruin people too. There's I'm gonna go on a slight tangent. There's a woman named Bosalma St. John. You know who she is? She's like this like executive. Like, so I think she's been an executive at Uber. She's been an executive at Netflix. Like, she's like just this Black woman born in I think she was born in the US, but she's of Ghanaian descent. Just beautiful chocolate woman. And she is badass. I think her internet name is Badass Bowes. And the funny thing is, she and I have mutual friends, like, because she had humble beginnings, like as a marketing person, and then just became this powerhouse executive. So now she's a celebrity. I think she even did a TED Talk, right, about just her background and like the stuff that she's gone through. She had a husband who died of cancer, and I think they had like a toddler at the time. And so she's always been very public, mainly through social media and like just speaking engagements and stuff. So they have apparently added her to the cast of Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. And like I said, I don't know this woman, but from what I've gathered about her, she strikes me as someone who was like, okay, I'll try it out. But I'm kind of like, I feel like this is gonna ruin you.
It's like, if you're not sitting at the mean girl caddy table at lunch and you're not, it's not
I don't want to see her. And I'm sure she's made it to become an executive, so she has it in her, right? Like, you got to have it in you. But I'm like, I don't want to see that.
But you have to not only have it in you, you have to be able to bring it out outwardly,
and for the dumbest reasons. Right? Yeah.
Because an executive is never going to have it in them. Executives are going to have it in them, but is it?
And executives have to be nasty. You can't be overt, right? Like,
is she gonna throw a drink?
That's what I'm saying. And I don't get that from her. I'm just like, and like I said, based on the mutuals we have, I don't see any of those girls being like that. And so I'm like, you think you won't until you get in a situation where they kind of the stakes are stacked against you, right? Or the chips are stacked against you, where like you kind of get pushed to that depth. And so she doesn't seem like she would, but it's like, I don't know, you're gonna be on that show and all the forces are kind of like pushing you in that direction. So do you end up throwing a drink and acting out of character? Even though I don't think Kenya was going back to Kenya, I don't think she was acting out of character. She's a pageant.
That's who she is. She's giving pageant girl. I'm like, where you're doing a pageant by yourself, girl?
I think if anything, hers was just more exaggerated because the cameras are on.
Right.
But still, like, yeah, I don't know. I'm kind of over these shows and the mean girl drama. And these women are so like, most of them are like 35 plus. Did I lose you, Malika?
No, I'm right here. I just had to go. I have to run and get my charger because my computer's about to die.
Uh-oh.
Yeah. So I was like, I didn't want it to die while we're recording.
Yeah. This is the real, guys. This is the real.
This is the real, you guys. This is what happens when you are both the producer and the talent.
The whole team is right here.
The team's here. The team's here. I'm over the mean girl thing, like, and I think it's because we've been bullied by like our government really overtly for the last 4 years, 5 years, 10 years, 100 years. You know what I mean? Like, and I think that the cup is full. I feel like I can't have an outwardly mean government and outwardly mean
people in your orbit. Yeah,
like I need somebody
and entertainment. Yeah,
somebody's gotta be kind. Somebody somewhere, like, which is why I'm like, oh, the world where people are being nice to each other all the time, face to face. But on TV, I mean, the villainous housewives. Every time I look on my YouTube, it's like some housewife doing something mean to another one, and I'm like, sis,
people are calling her iconic for it.
You have way too much money and clout to be acting like this. Like, but it just goes to show you, like, money can't buy kindness and compassion. And sometimes money can exacerbate our flaws. I would have loved for Kenya Moore to have a whole freaking line of spas. Can you imagine a Black woman line of spas like around the country where you can go, where they can do your hair and you can have a spa? Like, this is what angers me about the whole thing is like, sis, we needed that and you could have pulled it off.
Yeah. Yep.
That's my issue with the Kenya. Sis, I love going to a spa. You tell me now I can't go to the Kenya Moore spa. And if I go, it's probably not going to be that great because you kind of just opened it for the sis. You actually have $1 million idea there. Black women love to go to the spa, get your hair done and your nails done, but Black friendly.
Exactly.
I dream. When I go to the spa, I know I can't get my hair done.
Exactly.
I mean, it's like, so I'm sad that her business. But once again, being mean ain't paying no more, man.
And she's her side of the story is that she didn't do what she's accused of, whereas the producers are like, no, she did. They did an investigation. I mean, it's not hard to believe that she did, given what we've seen.
Yeah, I almost feel like because Kenya is so beautiful. I almost feel like her beauty is a curse.
And then the mommy issues. And her being beautiful and dark skinned, she probably has always been kind of tokenized. Like, oh, you're the exception. You're the pretty dark skinned girl, right? And she doesn't have like hazel eyes or something, like all the things. So
nice long hair, like just an overwhelming beauty. But like clearly that soft place to land that I think a mother shows us. Sis don't really have it. I'm like, you're beautiful and you You're so mean. I can't see past it.
Mm-hmm.
Now I can only see the mean pretty girl. Ugh. And like what sucks about the mean pretty girl is nobody likes her.
Mm-hmm.
What sucks about being the mean pretty girl is she can have a party full of people, the best dressed on,
Mm-hmm.
all the cool people there, and nobody there will like her, and she knows it.
Right. Right. It's
So,
that weird thing that they said in the movie Mean Girls where she was like, the more Regina hated me, the more I wanted her to like me, kind of thing. Something like that. That's That's
No,
all people at the party.
right, and that's what I'm saying. And nobody at the party likes you.
Mm-hmm.
They're all there for their own reason. And I just think, like, it's one thing when you're younger, right? That kind of has its place in youth politics, right?
Mm-hmm.
When you get older, that it hits different. Like the cattiness, like for me, like people that I might have had little whatevers with when I was in the rap world, today when I see those people, I love those people.
Wow.
I adore those people. Because I'm like, we experienced something together. We're part of a whole vibe. Like, when I think about the little thing that made me not like them, it's so stupid and trivial and kiddish. Like, so I've reached a point to where I can just appreciate having been a part of a community with people, regardless of whatever little tips I might have had with them. To appreciate that we were all together. We might have had disagreements, but we all love underground hip hop. We all are into lyricism. We all love beats. And after a while, as you get older, it's like, hey, we're people that love lyricism and beats. Oh, it's still us. It's the same people. Right. Okay. So I have an appreciation for that. But the mean girls, like, they just stay mean. They stay mean. And I can't do nothing with no mean. Now we mean and old. What we doing? It's one thing you be mean and cute and young. Like you was mean and hot. Now you mean and geriatric. What we doing?
I could think of two mean girls where like there's some stuff that happened to them. I won't put it out there, but I just like, because that's what you've been putting out in the world. That's why that stuff came back to you negatively.
Yes, yeah. You gotta treat people right, man. I feel like that's like really what I want to wrap up on. It's like treat people right, treat people well. You know, like
all we got is each other, especially with all this crazy stuff happening with the Supreme Court stupid rulings and we don't know who's gonna be president.
Baby, the way things is going,
there is a coup happening. It has been a silent coup that's been happening. It started before January 6th and it's been continuing since January 6th.
I know.
We're gonna have to lean on each other.
We have to lean on each other, and we need to just be kind to each other and recognize that we have all undergone a huge shift in the world, different than the world that we knew. And we just need to have a little more compassion with each other because, my God, I mean, the world is in a devastating place. And the only way that we, I think, don't go crazy is by like giving a smile out, saying something nice, give a compliment, go do something that makes you happy. Laugh a little bit today because, ooh wee, baby, it's a dumb world. It's a dumb world, but Kendrick Lamar, want to remind you, baby, they not like us. They not like us. Whatever that means to you right now, go with it. We're smart girls. It's a dumb world. They not like us. I'm a like a Jules. That's my girl Star Rock. You know what I'm saying? And this is our outro.
We out. That was good.